Good morning on a Friday. Get you into your weekend. Thanks for getting up with us. Jim Costa, John Jansen, Heather Park. Got Greg behind the glass. Screening your phone calls, bringing in the texts. Talking about the deadline. I don't know if our teams have ruined it for you, or you still get up today and you're excited to see what could be happening. The possibilities of what Steve Yzerman could do to improve this hockey team. Or if you feel like you know the guy pretty well and you don't have a lot of hope, maybe you dread the day. And in that way, they've ruined the deadline. And it's not one team, it's a collective in the city. We got the cookie jar coming up at 7:35. We'll have some fun with that. John, you're looking forward to it. We have murder as one of the questions.
Oh, I know.
Cities you don't want to live in because damn near every hockey player has a no-trade clause. It's kind of ridiculous, right? Like how everybody's got a no-move clause or a no-trade clause.
I don't think it's ridiculous. I think it's good negotiating.
Oh, I mean, I get it. They've earned it. They've collectively bargained for it. But it's in comparison to other sports, it's like, wait, why does the third line center have a 12-team no-trade clause? He's going to block a move to half the teams in the league?
Yeah.
He doesn't even play half the minutes in the game. Anyway, so we'll have some fun with the cookie jar, some vacation-inspired questions from my time on the beach. We'll do that at 7:35. You're looking forward to a Heather topic later in the show.
I am. And
I am too, actually.
I am expecting that we might get a couple of bars out of Heather.
Oh, well.
Heather Park.
We might get her to sing.
Singing
I don't know if that's going to happen. We'll see.
We'll see. I think we can be, without sounding too bad, I think we could be a little bit manipulative.
You think we can peer pressure her into singing?
I don't fall for peer pressure too easily, unless it involves Swedish fish, and I don't know.
I'll go see what we have in the stack.
What's the bistro got?
I know. Sold out. Who's got them all? Well,
Fine,
right
I'll do
here.
it. Fine.
We'll make the attempt. We're going to lighten up and have a good Friday.
Just dangle the Swedish fish right in front of her so I get her a bite.
Like I said, it's not all going to be, I hate our deadline. We will have some fun on this Friday. Let's talk about last night's Pistons game, John, and the question that came from one TJ Lang.
Have they hit the wall?
Yeah, he asked me last night. He goes, have they hit the wall?
I think there's a number of different ways that you can take a look at this question. And one of our frequent callers, Deval, called in, and one of the things he talked about was the time of year. And that's what typically everybody thinks about when you think about hitting the wall is at this time of the year with 20 games left, especially with the style of play. They're not a team that takes a night off. Some of the back-to-backs can be tough on them because of their style of play, the aggressive nature of the defense. And then you look at the roster and you say, well, they're young guys. They should be able to handle this. But wear and tear always plays a factor in this time of the season, especially when you get to the playoffs. The other wall could just simply be, and not to join two topics together, but Cleveland. They add Harding at the deadline, make themselves a little bit better. And without both, you beat them. With one, well, you beat them, but you take them to OT. And then with Harden, sorry, yeah. They
not former
win.
President Warren G. Harding. I don't know how much he'd be helping
thanks,
them.
Tony.
I don't know any
That
other
might be the
Hardings.
most Stoney reference
that's
you've ever made.
Hand in the air, that is pretty bad. Anyway, continue.
But you look at, San Antonio with the freak that Wemby is. And you look at OKC where you beat them, but they were down their top 6 scores. And it wasn't a comfortable win. Now they are going to go out to Oklahoma. They'll get a chance to play them again. It's the stiffer competition that they're facing. And is that just simply the wall? They're banging up against a wall that they're not prepared to break through.
Maybe not built to break through. I think they're a one-dimensional basketball team. And that's going to get taken the wrong way by some people who are sensitive about this. Their dimension is defense. It's the bedrock, it's the foundation, it's the pillar. They have not played well enough defensively the last couple weeks, including last night where they gave up 71 points in the first half, 38 in the opening quarter. Just not good enough. I know Asar got hurt. I know Duran's in foul trouble. It's supposed to be in their blood, in their bones, in their DNA. They're a good defensive team lately. They have not been a great defensive team. And they're one-dimensional because we know what happens on the offensive end. Cade, when you face a great rim-protecting team, they got Victor Wembanyama. Cade's 15 of 42 shooting against the Spurs this season. That's 35%. Like, they can put a lid on the rim. And same thing with Mobley and Cleveland Cavaliers. So it's one-dimensional. You're not going to make jump shots. You have to be elite defensively. Cade's going to have to hit tough shots. Duran's going to have to hit tough shots. Their path is hold the 1 seed, play only one of Boston or Cleveland, hope that Tatum is not Jason Tatum. He's coming off of an injury. Yeah. And that Harden is Harden. And then you only got to play one. And if you beat one, you suffocate them with defense, you're playing for the title. But I think last night did reinforce San Antonio's on another level. The teams out west are on another level. The Pistons aren't a championship caliber team right now.
Right. There's a clear separation between the top teams in the West and the top teams in the East.
Yeah. I mean, who's a good matchup for San Antonio? I mean, they're bad for everybody because they've got guards who can get in your face. Castle's a pest on Cade. But then even if you work through like 3 waves of the defense, your reward is Victor Wembanyama staring down at you.
I don't want to discount anything about Oklahoma City because they're the reigning champs and they've played as such. But I think the team that actually may match up best to them is Denver and the style of play that Joker plays.
So San Antonio has played, not to do Spurs radio, they've played OKC this season and done very well against them. 3 wins.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not a great matchup.
Nobody matches up well with them.
Right.
They've won
that's 13
why I say of 14 games.
Maybe Denver.
Yeah.
And there's a capital M on maybe.
Yeah. So Spurs and Denver have 3 games remaining.
Against each other?
Yes.
Yeah.
The San Antonio Spurs won the first matchup back in November.
They end the season playing on the final day against one another. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just know what Victor Wembanyama does is unlike anything I've ever seen a player do on a basketball court. We've seen Wilt put up crazy numbers, but Wemby's shooting threes. He's getting transition oops.
And none of us has seen that.
Yeah, nobody's seen that.
No. Nobody's seen
Wilt.
Nobody
listening has seen Wilt Chamberlain?
Well, I mean, maybe some have, but it's a very small part of the population.
My point is a basketball player has existed that plays dominantly in the paint and puts up crazy numbers, but not this way. The way Wemby plays, threes, oops, he still gets crazy blocks. I mean, some of these plays where, John, he's not like at the rim blocking shots. He's like barely in the paint, and then he takes 2 steps and bam.
It's the foot speed, the agility, and the quickness that he has for someone who's 7'4". He's not around there lumbering every 20 seconds, 90 feet.
No, I mean, I'm in awe watching him, and I know he was drawing some fouls last night and getting under people's skin, but you watch him play, and you're like, dude, that's a cheat code.
Yes.
That's an alien. He's playing humans, but he's from a different species that they play basketball at a different level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think at this point, you hear, like, defensively, well, what am I supposed to do against a guy 7'4"? I don't know. Maybe you can't do anything.
How about, like,
that's the point.
There was a play, Duncan Robinson, actually, of all people, hit a floater, but how high the ball had to get to go over Wemby.
Yeah.
You have to legitimately change the way you play, and maybe in a 7-game series, teams can get used to it. JB talked about it pregame, like, it was beneficial to have seen him one time, but clearly not enough. I mean, I'm not saying it's a cakewalk for them to win the NBA title. I'm just saying the Pistons, it's a bad matchup, but you could say that about almost everybody in the league. It's a tough matchup when you play San Antonio.
It is, and there's no doubt about it. And it's one because he is so young, you're going to have to deal with for a long time.
248-539-9797. Have they hit a wall? And John, you had brought up, does this at all make people walk back what they think this team's going to do this year? Having seen them play Cleveland and play San Antonio, does this change people's mindset?
So clearly, I don't think anybody had any misconceptions about what would happen if they made it to the NBA Finals, because it's going to be one of 3 teams. And those teams we've talked about already. It's going to be San Antonio, Denver, or OKC. If anybody else comes out of the West, I'll be shocked.
Agreed.
And we've seen the Pistons play against those teams. But in regards to actually making it to the NBA Finals or making it to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think there are a lot of people that are looking at what they've seen from the Pistons, maybe even since the All-Star break,
yeah,
and walking back their expectations a little bit. Should they still make it to the Eastern Conference Finals? Well, maybe it depends on which one of those two teams that they play. If they hold on to the 1 seed, do they play Cleveland? Do they match up better with Cleveland, or do they play Boston? And what's the impact of Jason Tatum? Because Jaylen Brown quietly is having an MVP season.
Yeah, like he'll get MVP votes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As it sits today, the Pistons are the 1 seed, and I think they will be the 1 seed. And I think they would avoid Cleveland or Boston until the Eastern Conference Finals. So I still think they should make the Eastern Conference Finals. I think they should certainly win the first round, which would be the step forward that they didn't take last year. And then if they play the Knicks, I'd love to play the Knicks. I think the Knicks are terrified.
I think everybody would love to play the Knicks.
So then you go 2 rounds in. And I don't think anybody's backing down or walking back from that this team should make the Eastern Conference Finals. But with Tatum coming back tonight for Boston, and this stretch where you've seen Cleveland play them very well while shorthanded, I don't think it's a gimme or a given that they're winning the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, and so in terms of walking things back, I thought they were a team. They were playing as a team that should be going up against the Western Conference champs in the NBA Finals. Now, I think their ceiling might actually be Eastern Conference Finals.
Some text coming in. This is absolutely a team with no chance to make the finals. No way they're making it out of the East right now, from an unnamed texter. Guys, Wemby is one of the Monstars. We need Bugs Bunny and the crew from Space Jam. Whoa! It's Roy in Clarkston.
Yeah.
Another one says that, yes, Wemby is a Monstar. Guys, you mentioned Stoney. I'm going to be Stoney. If the Pistons didn't get screwed in the lottery, we'd have Wemby. That's Steven Frazier.
This is another frozen envelope.
Okay, we won the lottery once with Cade, and we're complaining that we didn't win it twice.
Yeah.
I mean, Brad Holmes is wondering why you're so mad we have Cade Cunningham.
Anyway, we'll get more feedback on this Cookie Jar at 7:35. Happy Friday, 97.1.